Welcome to Das Google. You heard it right, Das Google, not DasGeek this time. Boy, am I going to get a lot of flack for this video, but it even gets better because we're going to do an entire series on the Google Chromebook. That's right, the Google Chromebook. Now, before you start saying, but DasGeek or Das Google, whatever you want to call me, you do Linux. Well, look, the Chromebook is based on the Linux kernel. It uses Chromium OS. Just like your Android device has Linux base to it, so does the Chromebook. So therefore, I'm not cheating. I'm just dipping my toes in other waters. This is an important thing because, number one, I got this for the hardware, and that's what this video is going to be about, is the hardware. Number two, I'm not an OS snob. If there's a better OS out there, frankly, I'll use it. I think the best OS on the market right now is Linux. If Windows came out and made a privacy-centric, fantastic security, well-laid-out OS tomorrow, their new core Windows OS, their Windows S, whatever it's going to be, then I would switch to it. I don't see that happening right now, but certainly I'm going to explore any OS out there. This is a technology education channel most of all, so we'll explore everything that's on the market. And the new Chromebooks out there are no exception, and this one really caught my attention for a couple of reasons. As you guys know, on Destination Linux, I talk about what I have to have for a good laptop, and one of those things is it has to have an aluminum body to it. I do not like the cheap feel plastic. Generally, when you get into a budget laptop, the first thing you'll notice is the cheap, flexible crap plastic that the thing's surrounded with. And when you put your hands or palm rest on it, the whole thing flexes and it just feels like a big pile of junk. And they can have great specs in them and run absolutely horrid. And a lot of that has to do with the heavy weight of the OS on top of it. So we're going to do a whole series. This one's going to focus on hardware. This is the Samsung Chromebook Pro, not the Plus. There's important differentiation there because the Plus has an ARM processor. This has an Intel i3 processor in it, and we'll get into some of the specs here in a moment. But what you'll see is this is completely aluminum. But unfortunately, because it's black, you can see that it picks up tons of smudges and things like that. I'm going to run some video that I shot of the Chromebook, but wanted to have their website up because, frankly, they have better equipment for taking photos and things so that you can see some of the options that you get with this Samsung Chromebook Pro. So right off the bat, the first thing that attracted to me is the aluminum frame. The second thing I must have in a laptop is a fantastic screen. Most of your budget laptops have absolutely crap screens where the colors and everything just look, blaunchy and they're not vibrant and it's difficult to see in certain light. You're not going to have that problem with this laptop because you have a 12.3-inch completely touchscreen and a pen that you can see here laptop, so you can move this and put this in tablet mode, etc. 2400 by 1600 native resolution. That's incredible. It's an LED backlit screen, and let me tell you, it's one of the most beautiful screens in this price range of a laptop that I've ever put my hands on or looked at. It's amazing. It's beautiful for video content, whether you're watching Twitch, YouTube, movies, Netflix, Amazon, it doesn't matter. It's absolutely gorgeous on this screen. You get 4 gigabytes of system memory. I wish it came with 8. It's DDR3. The 4 gigabytes is plenty snappy, and paired with the CPU that comes with this, you're not going to see an ounce of stutter or hesitation or issues executing. It is fast and snappy. With that said, it would just be nice to have the 8 gigabytes there. I think 4 is kind of not really the standard anymore. I think 8 pretty much has to be the standard in a laptop. So while it runs smoothly and the applications execute fine, I would love to have seen 8 in there, but you get 4. And then you get 64 gigabytes of eMMC. So that's embedded multimedia card storage, basically kind of like the storage that you would put into your phone or an SD card. This type of storage is not as fast as an SSD, but it is much faster than a 5400 or a hard disk drive, 5400 RPM or 7200 RPM hard disk drive. Because of that, again, you don't get the slowness you usually get from a budget laptop. What do budget laptops love to do? Well, they give you a 500 gigabyte or 1 terabyte rating on them, so everyone who doesn't know anything about computers goes, oh, wow, that's great. It's got an Intel and it's got a 500 gigabyte or a terabyte hard drive. But they don't realize when they get it home, it's so painfully slow. Number one, because of the heavy weight of Windows, but number two, because of the fact that they've got that ultra slow hard drive inside. So the first thing I generally do when I get one of those type of budget laptops is upgrade the hard drive. This comes with 64 gigabytes, but this is a Chromebook, so it's meant to store most of the stuff on a Google Drive on the cloud. And because of that, they don't give you a ton of space, but this is more space than you get in a lot of them. Some of these Chromebooks are 16 gigabyte or 32 gigabyte. Additionally, this laptop is upgradable, so you have a micro SD card slot in here that you can upgrade, and I've put 128 gigabyte SSD inside of this. Additionally, you get two USB-C ports here in which you can upgrade this or add attachments to this device. The problem is one of those USB-Cs is to charge it. Now, you get a fantastic battery life on this device, so you don't have to charge it a lot. But if you're like me and you leave it by a nightstand, I pretty much keep my laptop charged for the most part, unless I'm going on a business trip, etc. And the great news about the thinness of this laptop, it is so thin, is that you can take it with another laptop in your airport bag and you won't even notice it's there. It's thinner than a tablet that you would put in. So we talked about the Intel Core M3 processor, the 12.3-inch LED backlit display, the 2.2 gigahertz speed that comes in. It has a built-in pen. We're looking here at all the 360 degree, they call it, paneling, although it doesn't swivel this way, it just folds back. I guess that's 360 degrees folding all the way back. You know, it talks about the Play Store integration. So now, and we'll get into in another video, the actual Chrome OS itself, and we'll use Chrome OS and see if we can use it as a daily driver, which I'm doing right now, and get the things done like coding, art, design, word processing, making shows, all of that type of stuff. See if it's capable of doing all of that now. It has fantastic Wi-Fi capabilities and power. And again, if you're somebody who likes to draw, you kind of get that, you get that nice pen that comes with this device that actually goes inside of it here. Let's see which side it's on. And you can click this pen out, and it's a very nice pen. And it even has the clicky top there, and it slides right into this ultra thin frame that you have on this device. So super, super portable. Absolutely love it. Now, when we get into things, it's got an Intel HD graphics card, by the way, and it uses the integrated memory of your system for that. So again, another reason why I think it should be 8 gigabytes instead of 4. You've got your video utilizing that memory as well. So we could take this device, we can fold it all the way back, and we could take a look at this keyboard and mouse pad. Now, what do you see all over this? Smudges, right? Smudges, and that aluminum frame really picks up those smudges. But the keyboard itself is very nice. It's got a nice click through. Let's see if you can. It's got a nice click through on the keyboard. The keys feel great. You can type fast on this thing. They're well spaced out. They're not crunched together. You'll notice you have no caps lock key. Instead, they replaced that with a search key. And that's okay, because you can get caps lock by just using a key combination on here instead. And it's got a very nice trackpad as far as the size of the trackpad, and to kind of give you an idea. So almost the full length diagonally of a pen for the trackpad, so not bad at all. And of course, when you're in tablet mode, the keyboard doesn't work. It automatically turns off, and you could do things like draw on it or surf the web or whatever you're doing. It feels very sturdy. One of the things I love is the hinge doesn't move when you're shaking it too much. A lot of these cheap laptops, when you're shaking them back and forth, the screen just wobbles like crazy. This doesn't wobble at all. It can close, a little bit. If you start shaking it, it might start lowering, but you can see it's a very, very tight hinge, which I absolutely love on this device. So, got the premium aluminum, got the decent keyboard, not as nice as a MacBook. You got the decent trackpad, although not as nice as a MacBook. Again, but you've got the aluminum frame, you've got the thinness, which is just as nice. You have an ultra beautiful screen, which is just as nice. You've got the tablet mode capabilities on this, which I don't think there's a MacBook out there that does that. You'd have to buy one of their tablets and convert it. You've got the expandable storage. You have to have dongles on this, very much like a MacBook. You're going to have to put a dongle in the USB-C to go to USB-A for a mouse or something like that, unless you're using Bluetooth devices. You do get a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which is super bonus for me. Everybody's removing these jacks, and I absolutely have to have them for good headphones out there. The speakers on this sound good as well. The touchscreen is ultra sensitive, and the speakers sound fantastic. Again, they're not super premium. You're not going to get something better than an external speaker, obviously, in something this small, but with something this small, they're plenty loud enough where you can hear them even over kids and things like that. And you get a pretty crisp sound out of them for a laptop speaker. And those speakers are located in the corners here on the bottom of the laptop. So overall, this is the best Chromebook I've ever held in my hands, period. I've had lots of the first generation of special Chromebooks. I've played with them in stores all up until this point, and I haven't been tempted in a long time to pick one up. This is the first time that somebody's really created a premium experience in a Chromebook for a good price. Now, this is $599. That's what it retails for. I got this for $406 in an open box deal at Best Buy, so do not pay that $599. I've even seen sales on Slick Deals as well for $499 for this device. So if you're going to get it brand new, $499 is what you should be paying, not $599 that suggested retail. So wait for that price and or get one used and save a lot of money. I've seen them out there on eBay as well. I think you're going to be really impressed with ChromeOS itself and the integration of the Android store into this and what that means. There's some good things, some bad things with that. We're going to do a whole series, like I said, on this, so you'll get to see all of those facets and see how this runs as a daily driver. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the Chromebook. Welcome to Das Google is the new theme. I can't wait to see all the comments that I get from those who join Big Daddy Saturday Night discussions there that were making fun of me because I make fun of Google people a lot, people who use Google products. And you'll notice that the browser I have open right now is Chrome too. So am I converted fully to Google? No, there's definitely still some privacy issues there, but that doesn't make this hardware wrong. We're going to put Linux on this as well and show you the true power and capabilities of this device in the future videos. Until next time, get out there and fill your brains.
Don't forget us.